right. Okay. I know. I do, Henny. Thank you. We have 5 red lights on ahead of the drivers, and we have lights out, and we are underway here in Australia. Mizzy got a whole bunch of wheel spin, but so did Drake Dempsey. The McLaren will lead the Red Bull. Mark Sousa is going to try and go round the outside of ADF. He successfully gets that move done. Defy moves up to P5. It looks like we have a couple spins in the back. It looks like Kiki's been involved in the spin at the back. It looks like Cloud has been retaken. Defy there. Both the Hasses are going side by side. It looks like Zeech is involved in a battle back there as well. But everybody seems to have made it through the first couple corners. Defy is dropping places left, right, and center here. I don't know if the Aston Martin has any damage here on this first lap, but it is not looking good for him thus far. Mizzy has a half a second lead from Drake Dempsey in the Red Bull. Then comes Mark Sousa in the Alpine.
Oh, we have a spinner out back, and it is Sugi. And he'd been struggling with that Williams, and it's just gone from bad to worse. And I am
Ghost is out.
Almost certain that he did not. Hey, Ghost has crashed. Where is that?
Oh my goodness, it's an airplane crash. He's crashed on the racing glide. Ylad resets the track there. Daily resets the track. And it looks like he hit the wall, and his car was not ghosted. And it was on the racing line. Daily wiped through his car and spun himself. Kiki will be coming into the pit lane. Pop. Defy will be coming into the pit lane. Maybe for a front wing change, I think that was, for the Aston Martin. Maybe he had a little bit of damage there on lap 1. Sketchy Bull is also coming in for a wing change. Wow. So this neutralizes some racing for a little bit here. Interesting.
Applying to start P7, but really unfortunate here as we have a pass for the lead taking place.
Yeah, Drake Dempsey ahead of Mizzy and the McLaren, and it looks like Drake Dempsey's going to make that move long before the start of turn 9 and 10. And I think we're going to have Mark Sousa try and go down the inside of Mizzy, down into turn 11. The Alpine on the inside, the McLaren on the outside. Mizzy's going to try and hold it around the outside. That never works. And it looks like Mark Sousa's now going to have the inside for turn 12. Oh, when they make a little bit of contact, Mark Sousa runs off the road. ADF wants to get involved in this battle, but Mark Sousa is a full car ahead, and he will relegate himself up to P2. This has allowed Drake Dempsey to pull a 1.4 second gap now to these two, while these two are continuing to battle. And it looks like Mark Sousa is draining Africa's entire energy storage trying to stay ahead of the McLaren Alfa Romeo. Woo!
What happened to Ceteris?
We have a spin at the back.
I think that's Ghostly again. I mean, excuse me, not Ghostly, Sugi.
Oh, and he has no front wing, and we have a virtual safety car.
This may not be a bad time to pit for the hards. Mark Sousa is going to take that opportunity now. This is actually a pretty good lap here to pit.
This is a make-or-break decision. Oh, yeah. We have some
I like it.
Nathan Pocus, Bluey, Ceteras are all into the pit lane. This is a make-or-break here for him. You know, if he can make those hards last to the end, well, which he will, by the way, but it's one thing to make tires last to the end. It's another thing to make sure they're quick and competitive at the end, as Sugi, I think, just elects to retire in the pit lane there. Unfortunate for the Williams. Aston Martin. The Aston Martin has been dispatched by the both of them now. He's just decided to get out of the way, as I think Drake Dempsey is using a little bit of battery. No, he elects not to, but he is still all over the back of Mark Sousa. And now, although Mark Sousa still has the DRS, so Drake Dempsey better get a move on, and he better make the move down into turn 11. They are side by side. Mark's going to try and hold it around the outside. Drake Dempsey on the inside for turn 12, and yes, the Red Bull will be ahead of the Alpine going into now the start-finish straight. Well, it'll be interesting to see if Mark Sousa can actually keep up. I don't think he will.
No, I don't think he will either. No. And it's nothing against him. And he has a penalty as well. And ADF needs to be doing the rain dance. I mean, it would have had to be a safety car or a VSC. As once again, Daly's had an issue.
Virtual safety
and there's
car.
the VSC.
And assuming this stays out for long enough, I think you will see some very quick pit stops from Defy and Sketchy here coming into the pits.
Perfect time for them.
Absolutely perfect. Put on a fresh pair of softs, get the fastest lap of the race. For one of them, assuming this virtual. Did Daly lose his wing there? Let's actually go on board with the Ferrari. He did. Yeah, he did. So this might be a long one. Oh, Kiki picks up a 3-second time penalty. He's down there.
Daly spun, but we have Drake Dempsey coming out of the final corner.
Oh, well, after such a commanding drive, once again, I'm getting tired of saying this, Drake Dempsey wins the Tier 1 Australian Grand Prix here in Melbourne. Mark Sousa will come P2. I'm tired of saying that as well. And Defy will take P3 on the road, but it will be P3 in the final results for Cloud. It is a double Alpine podium here, and Defy will finish P4. Sketchy Bull will manage to get.
Well. Wow.
Sketchy Bull will manage to get P5 ahead of Pop. Nathan Pocus will finish P7, the most underrated driver on the grid once again. What a signing from Waldo. ADF, it is a tough day for McLaren. ADF will finish P8 ahead of Postman, who picks up his first points in the division ahead of Bluey. Zeech just missing out on points, same with Kiki, Mizzy, and Daly. Passing the cars there. Final few laps and got yourself a podium. Walk us through it.
So, obviously the start wasn't the best start since I didn't gain anything, and I almost lost a position. But after a while, after being in the train for like the first 5 laps, and then the first VSC coming out, and nobody pitting, or a few people at the back were pitting, and then when I just smooth sailing from then on until the second or third VSC where I saw Mark pit, but I knew that I would have lost way too much time sitting behind him in the pits.